to go even like dumb it down that much further. Like I'm serious. Does that make sense? Like you can see her trying to act stupid on purpose, and these little micro movements every now and then. Before you know it, she's really dumbed this situation down. It's gone bent over and touched where you came back at the beginning. It's circular. She's always speaking in defense, you're saying, DEA? Yeah, what exactly did take place there, Janie? What is everything? Can you summarize? She could buy pieces of a boyfriend on Temu, Bonzo Ozzy, Sheila says. Probably some sort of sex doll. Some sex doll from China. They probably do sell them on Temu. Why wouldn't they? She probably got some hitchhiker kidnapped. Some hitchhiker that she kidnapped in 1988, chained to the back bedroom of that RV. And that was like a real Jodie Foster moment. That cop who wanted to search the RV was a real Jodie Foster movie moment in that sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh shit. You remember like in Silence of the Lambs where she went like full night vision goggles and they're after each other when Buffalo Bill trapped her in the house after she needed to make that phone call? That was, imagine Janie in the RV and that dog in that situation. It was a real horror film. And Daniel's peering tweaked out through the window, watching the entire thing. Oh my God, what could possibly go wrong?
When I ran out of boards, that's why the fence wasn't finished. I ran out of boards.
Oh.
Ran out of boards. Well, that doesn't make sense because you have all of those boards all lined up along the fence there. We're looking at on the screen right now. That's a very early picture from the beginning of the search. The CBC put that up. Hardly. You guys worked so hard, you just ran out of boards. You've got more boards than the fence. Did I tell you guys your fence is filled with holes? Think about all the stupid extra time that took to build, because you had to spend time to measure out the space. It's not even a fucking real fence. It's an abomination. Nasty. Helicopter grandma says, think about that, negative Nancy. There is not one word that comes out of her mouth is positive. Right. You're really scaling out, aren't you? I get it. I feel it. Everything negative. Poor her not saying Jack and Lily's name and complaining about them. And then after she's done talking, she looks back upon what she said and she'll add Jack and Lily's name, accordingly after the fact. Oh, but I still really loved them. They were here for 2 years. Is that how you treat your guests? This ain't no bed and breakfast. And Kent's so worried about, Piku County hospitality. Fuck, if you're so worried about Piku County hospitality, why don't you shave and change your fucking shirt, asshole? Why don't you stop picking your nose on camera? There's a start. Here, look, you're welcome, Piku County. Oh, Shannon, thank you very much, darling. You're welcome, Piku County. I just cleaned up your streets. And I'm going to rely on Kent for actually following through and, doing some self-grooming. At least wear a clean shirt when you meet new people. You never get a second chance to make a good first impression, Kent. Stay away from the Aquavelva, boy. Jenny Lang, thank you very much, by the way. LOL, I pop in for a second and AB is on the middle of a Silence of the Lambs night vision goggles. Well, you should listen. It's like that scenario here. We've got, think about life on Garlock Road from the perspective of Jack and Lilly and tell me that this isn't a horror movie. It has every element of the perfect 21st century horror flick. Postmodern. And you don't even have to change a thing for the set. It's already built. Like, look at how nasty it is. Like, Hollywood goes out of their way to go and film dilapidated post-apocalyptic movie sets. Well, you don't have to bring anything in. You just have to find, like, real obsessant decay. You've found that at 1207 Garlock Road. This is fucking like it. It, like, is there an It 3? This is like It 3. Shit. We'll call it shit. It was a spooky fucking movie. I never liked that premise of that clown looking at the kids through that sewer. Oh, man. That trips me out. It tripped me out even more. Like, it would keep me up at night because the 10-speed that my mom and dad would both had, like, I'm sure they had such skinny tires that the tires would slip through the wash gates, the iron wash gates on the sides of the road where it was or could be. I'm like, fuck that. I'd stay well away from that. Helicopter Grandma says, it's an effing disaster. We all see it. They all must think we are stupid. No. It's just how desperate they are. They're so desperate they don't care how they look or sound. They know how ridiculous it is. Janie, she camouflages herself in that bullshit because she spends the next, how many months are there now? The 297 days pretending to have never believed the narrative of the kids wandering in the bush to begin with. And she said that to cops the very first day. It's been their intent since the get-go to add confusion to the scenario of really trying to overdo it by making themselves look like they couldn't possibly have known what happened. How could you not fucking know what goes on in this scenario the more that you get to know everybody and where they were at that time or would have been? Danny, Janie, they would have had a bead because somebody would have had to transport the kids out of there. And they were transported out of there, but it was by one or all of you, for all we know at this point in time. Most likely, Danny. We have a witness just so happened, two witnesses just so happened to be up and working on their vehicles at that time of night. Danny, you came in and keep telling cops that you went to bed at 11, but Malaya doesn't ever remember you going to bed. There was no real bedtime or real account for what either of you were doing at 7 to 11 p.m. on Thursday night in the area that's on your screen right now. Well, that's very hard to believe. Do you sit out in the driveway, Janie's front yard, in suspended animation? Like this is a sim game? Don't think so. You guys never wanted to straighten out the most important discrepancy to the officers because they would have never gotten past that. They would have not progressed with any of information until you guys sort that out. And they did the next best thing was force them into more questioning. You guys have a big hole. You just want us to pretend that you were sleeping. Danny came in, 11 o'clock, went to bed, but then still wants to claim to have checked on the kids at after midnight. We've got 2 eyewitnesses, characters in the area that overlook the driveway and the property and the bush from their backyards. And they watched vehicular activity between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. And they identified the car as Danny's car. Danny is so terrified of that. That's such a sensitivity area that he just pretends that it's all made up against him rather than look at it like a piece of evidence in a situation with 2 missing children. Uh-oh, there's a fucking real hard one to get past, Danny. The only thing that's going on in this scenario is you trying to persuade people that you're innocent of whatever it is that you never like to commit to linguistically. This is a real life soap opera, and that you've made it that way. Not anybody else. We haven't had to fabricate or make anything up to put against you. There's not that need. Old Danny couldn't even pull off claiming to get death threats properly. What a fucking idiot. That tells me that you're that stupid. You're just pulling shit out in real time. Oh my God. Listen, you guys go back and listen to Danny trying to claim this guy he's getting death threats, and the RCMP knows this because the RCMP told them. But they couldn't tell him who or where it was coming from. So what was he supposed to do? Put on a fucking hockey helmet and some goggles? And just wait for death to come? It's like a fucking cartoon. It's like a cartoon the way he describes it. Listen, if you're getting legitimate death threats, ask people like Malcolm X. Or
Proof to us that she did something to Jack and Lily? Really? And what about telling me the same story Durwood said? Now you want to distance yourself from him because you said he talked a lot of bullshit, okay? But in the beginning you went along with him. So make very, very clear, let's make very, very clear where you not only stand right now, but where you have been standing the whole time. And how where you're standing has changed over time. I was hoping this is going to get better, people.
It's good in its own little way, Mike DeMann. You can find the link to this particular series of messages from Janie through the link pinned to the top of your live chat right now. If you're listening in the future, just go and search Mike DeMann, M-I-K-E, last name DeMann, Damon, D-A-M-M-A-N-N. Vivalda, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And you, of course. Bonza Ozzy Sheila. Bodies take a small minute to leave a scent. If mattresses, containers, car seats were removed quick enough, there won't be a scent. Right, and by a small minute takes a period of time before decomposition is to a degree which it's going to leave a mark. Now we're not talking about days. We're talking about at most an hour or two. An hour being in contact with the packages that he's shipped out, being the 2 children. Their bodies have to be somewhere. Daniel knows where that somewhere is. I've got no doubt about it. Janie probably has a good idea. We'll have them tell us, preferably. We're not going to need all of that information before this progresses. They'll have to sort that out in the investigation room, in the interview room, we'll call it.
I was hoping that these parts I'm not going to even share, because I have done my best to ask her these specific questions that I'm asking right now. And you know what? She is going by the script. She's repeating what she said. She doesn't switch it up. It is straight up storyline with her. Straight up storyline.
Do your research, man.
I am. What do you think I've been doing for 9 months? That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing.
Do your
Yes,
research.
Malaya is indifferent about her own children. I agree.
Yeah, there's a big problem over there as well, but this isn't a situation at this point where Daniel and Janie can just point their fingers and blame all of the problems over on Malaya. It's never been like that. If one person, think about these three were speaking as a we in front of the camera, and they dip in and out of these tenses, past and present, as well as I and we and this sort of thing. So when it's convenient, they speak as a whole, but that's usually only to point shade at Malaya, which nobody's taking any way from suspicion from Malaya. She's just not around and hasn't said anything to be analyzed. That's a benefit of shutting the hell up. You are the fucking idiots who came out and spoke out on your own behalf as though it was going to exonerate you from any wrongdoing in the situation. No, honey. You worsened the situation for yourselves. In fact, you contributed to a significant part of the case through evidence building for the RCMP to use against you in your trials that'll be coming up in the not too distant future. And that case continues to build by the day. You're not looking at a couple of people who are walking around and innocent of any wrongdoing in all of this, and they continue to walk around no matter how ridiculous they sound. They're still willing to say that in front of the camera for just the simple maintenance of their lies. Not willing, not wanting to engage in really answering the questions that are presented to them from even the CBC. Oh yeah, they're hiding something. Absolutely they are. And that's fairly general. Because there's something in relation to a situation like this with Jack and Lily being reported as missing the way that they were. It could almost certainly only mean one thing. You drop the almost. There's a reason that they're lying. That reason will come out.
I think it's horrible. Doesn't mean she killed him. Doesn't mean she killed him. Does not mean she killed him.
Stop listening to all the bullshit. Do your research. Look at all the facts.
That's what I am talking about all the time. Stop listening to the bullshit. You said it really, really well. I'm not. Yes, I'm so sorry. I am listening to bullshit. You know who's bullshit? Take a wild guess.
We told you everything you need to know.
No. You don't decide what I need to know, okay? You don't take the authority right now.
We've told you all you need to know. I wonder if she pulled that line with the cops too. How many more slips are you going to put yourselves through, friends? Like, listen, she can barely hold it together. Janie. God darn it, woman. I've told you everything you needed to know. I'm not here to lie. I told you everything you need to know. In order to what exactly?
Take a wild guess.
We told you everything you need to know.
No. You don't decide what I need to know, okay? You don't take the authority right now in what I need to know. That's not for you to decide.
Nothing more.
Oh, yes, I want a lot more than what you have been telling us. And when I ask you specific questions, you ask me, how would this happen? How? You're asking me questions in return because you don't want to give me the answers. It's avoidance after avoidance.
Ask me anything. I'll tell you the truth.
I asked you.
Go ahead. Ask me questions.
I did.
If you want to know answers to. Because I got nothing to hide.
Oh, yeah. Then don't hide it.
And I got nothing to lose anymore. You guys just ruined our lives.
Just now? You guys just ruined our lives. Wow. That's so powerful. You've already used that line, dummy. You've already lost everything. You already used that line back in July. Janie, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you because you think a bunch of YouTubers ruined your lives. People are believing the YouTubers about them. You just got such a effing heart of gold. That's so good. That's so good. That's a tantrum. That constitutes as a mini tantrum. But again, as comical as it is, or seems to be, she's portraying a character. She's forcing herself to act this way. This is not Janie at shelf state. This is Janie acting, dumbing down, pretending. And she's really fucking bad at it, which comes across as her being just stupid, which is, from her perspective, even better camouflage for her true emotions or the cognitive load that she's working so hard to avoid discussing. There's a lot of that going on.
Again, she wants to put herself in the victim position. Sorry, but we all heard, Janie, we all heard how you spoke about Jack and Lily, two missing children. And you know what? I spoke with my Belinda during that time. And I remember hearing that tone in her voice. She was hopeful before about you coming to your senses